Hello Grey Zoners and welcome to a new video on this channel here, and today I am going to cover everything that we know of about armors and how armors work in the game. I have done a video on this last year as well, but since that point of time, a lot of time passed obviously, and we learned new stuff. I've been able to test more stuff, and especially with this patch there has been new armors as well, especially two very good armors that got added, and we're going to talk about all of that in this video here. So first of all, we want to talk about how armor levels work in this game, because this is not, I would say, as easy as Call of Duty maybe, or like stuff like Tarkov, where you just have, like, in Tarkov you just have your 6 levels and that's pretty much it. And in this game, the armor system or the armor levels are based on the NIJ protection levels. In Tarkov, for example, it's based on the Russian counterpart of it. So how does the NIJ protection level work? We have 4 different levels of protection, which is level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. Level 4 is currently not implemented into the game, but as higher the level gets, the better the protection pretty much. So when we look into the description, it pretty much states this already as well. NIJ for National Institute of Justice, obviously. And yeah, so how does this work? We have A plus, and just the armor level. So as I said, the higher the level number, the better the armor. So level 1 is worse than level 2, is worse than level 3, is worse than level 4. So level 4 is in theory the best, which is currently not in the game. That means that the level 3 armor is currently the best armor in the game. Within the level 3 armor, there are different sub-levels of armor. We have level 3A, we have level 3A+, we have level 3, level 3+, and level 3++. So some of these armor types, like for example 3A plus, are only present on helmets. So for example 3A plus is currently only a level for certain helmets in the game. When it comes to body armor, we only have 3A, 3, 3 plus, and 3 plus plus armor in the game for body armors. So within one level, if you have A for the level, that means that it's worse than level 3, for example. So 3A is worse than level 3. A plus means that the armor is better, or better than, it's enhanced, I should say. So if we have, for example, 3A and 3A plus, that means the plus is better than 3A. So 3A plus is better than 3A. Same goes for 3 plus being better than 3. And if you have 2 plus, then that means that 2 plus is obviously better than 1 plus. So 3 plus plus armor is better than 3 plus. And that's how the levels and the sub-levels work for the NIJ protection level. But there's more detail to all of that, because if we just let me just go to the vendor to Handshake, because he sells the armors. If we just look at these two body armors, then we will notice a very important thing. And like you would look at these two armors and say, oh, okay, so level 3, that means it's better than level 3A. I'm just going to use this armor here, and peace out. But that's not it's not as easy as that, because if you look to the top left of the armor, you can see 3 different slots. Those 3 different slots pretty much mean where the plates in this armor are located. So for this armor on the left side, we have a front and a back plate, and for the armor on the right, we only have a front plate, which means with this armor, your back and your side are not covered at all. If you, for example, take some of the best armor in the game, like the Phantom Rig, for example, it has front, back, and side plates. But obviously, if we have more plates, that will add to the weight. The material also obviously influences the weight, but if 2 armors have the same material, then having more plates will increase the weight. So you want to make sure that you run the best hybrid version for yourself. I'm going to talk about that in a second as well, but just make sure when buying armor that you want as much covered as possible with as low weight as possible, or depending on what you want to do. If you just want to go into a tier 3 location, obviously having the best protection will be the best way to go. So if you're going to Midnight Sapphire, Fort Narif, or Tiger Bay, then probably having everything covered is pretty good, because AI can be anywhere and they can shoot you at any time. So yeah, make sure to look at that. There's even more depth, because first of all, we have just body armors and we have tactical rigs. What is the difference? A body armor is obviously just an armor, and a tactical rig provides us with a container as well. So, for example, the plate 6 has some slots. So if we open it, we have like 12 slots that we can place loot into. While with body armor, you would have to buy a rig as well to be able to carry stuff like mags and stuff like that around. So yeah, tactical rigs come with slots as well. So there is one very big part now that is left that I haven't talked about yet, and I haven't seen anyone talk about this yet. So I'm going to try to explain this as straightforward and as clear as possible. And there is 4 different materials for armor right now in the game. 4 different materials are UHMWPE, aramid, ceramic, and steel. So they offer different levels of protection from penetration pretty much. And they have differences in weight and also in repairing, obviously, as well. So let's start off with the protection. So obviously, if you're wearing a fat steel plate, that will protect you better than ceramic or stuff like aramid or UHMWPE. So I basically am going to categorize these 3 armors into 3 categories. So with steel being the heavy armor, ceramic being the mid part, and UHMWPE and aramid being the lightweight armors. So if we're talking about the heavy armor, which is steel, steel protects the best from bullets coming in. So if you get shot into a steel plate, the bullet is more likely to not penetrate and not leave you with bruises. For example, if you get shot with light armor, so for example aramid, then it's more likely that you will get a bruise or even the armor will be penetrated. And if you get shot towards the heart, then you might die, even though the armor, the plate is covering, or not the plate, but the armor is covering that part. But sometimes you still get penetrated just because it's light armor. So I did some testing on this, and these are just some values that I did. I didn't do too exhaustive testing. I played a lot this wipe though, so I can tell that steel armor leaves you with less severe bruises most of the time. So for example, if we compare ceramic and steel, the first couple of bullets will be the same. So ceramic and steel will offer the same protection for the first couple of bullets. But there's a difference since we have the different materials. Ceramic will break faster and lose efficiency or durability on the armor faster. And the lower the durability goes, the more vulnerable you will be towards bruises. While steel armor is still pretty effective up to like 30%, I would say. So 30% is until 30%, I haven't gotten too many medium or severe bruises. This changes with ceramic, obviously. With ceramic, you get medium and severe bruises already at like 70 or 60% durability. So that's when you want to make sure to change the armor pretty much already, because otherwise you will have bruises non-stop. With light armor, this is even worse because there is something like blunt force trauma in the game. So pretty much if you get hit into a light armor, you will get you're more likely to get into a coma. So if you get hit into light armor, you could just pass out pretty much. And that's why light armor, why I usually don't like to use light armor in this game. With ceramic, this happens less often, but it can still happen. And especially because the durability drains way faster, you will have like medium and severe bruises more often, so you will have to use bandages more often. So I think I explained it pretty well now in total. So pretty much steel offers the best protection against everything. With light armor, you can get knocked out faster, but with ceramic, ceramic offers the same protection for the first few bullets, but it degrades way faster than steel. And that means that after a few engagements, the ceramic armor will be most likely useless compared to the steel armor. Obviously, there's a difference in weight though. So as you can see, both of these armors pretty much have the same slots. They cover everything, but we have different materials. We have steel and ceramic here, and the steel armor weighs pretty much double the amount that the ceramic armor weighs. Obviously, this makes sense since you have massive steel plates and everything. But if you want to make a fat loot run, if you grab the biggest bag, if you if you have these 2 armors and you just want to grab fat loot and you you're going to try to not get hit pretty much, then maybe the ceramic armor is better, because you will get overweight way faster if you wear steel armor, obviously. So make sure to consider that on your decision. So if you're just looting somewhere in the outskirts of nowhere, then probably lighter armor will do the job. If you go to tier 3 locations like Fort Narif, Tiger Bay, or Midnight Sapphire, then probably heavier armor will be better, even though you will be overweight, but you just want to have that protection. There's one more part that you want to consider while making your armor choice, or also selling and repairing. So as I said, ceramic breaks way faster, and it loses its effective durability way faster. So as I said, since like 60 or 70% you will get bruises way more often, and it probably makes sense to change the armor. Bullets will still get stopped, so you just get bruises most of the time, and you don't get knocked down most of the time. But yeah, as I said, you will get more bruises. So if you have a new phantom armor, for example, that you found, and it has it's obviously fresh, then it makes sense to dip the phantom armor probably after 60 to 70%. There is the repairing factor in this game as well. So if your armor is broken, like this one, for example, you can repair it. For example, right here with this ceramic armor, you lose 20% from the max durability for one repair. Obviously, the armor is already at 60%, so I haven't repaired it before, but still you lose a lot of max durability. And the order of repairing, so which repairs best to worst, is steel repairs the best. Then we have the light armors, so Aramid and UHMWPE. They repair the second best, and ceramic repairs the worst. So with ceramic, like 2 or 3 repairs, and your armor is probably done. You should probably change it. And that covers it for the different body armors and tactical rigs in the game. Usually, so what is my recommendation here? Usually, if you don't have these 2 best armors that you found somewhere in raid, you have to buy armors from Handshake. So with Handshake, you have multiple choices. For example, you have the Lance rig and the RPC. And you like if you just look at these, the RPC has better protection level, but it's only light armor. So I usually go with the steel armor, even though it's a little bit heavier. But it just gives you the extra protection of steel, because as I said, light armor can get you into comas way quicker. So I'm usually playing a lot of solo, clearing locations solo and stuff like that. And that's why I usually run steel armor, just because I want to be as protected as possible. If I get hit more, then I don't die as much. Because I have read in my comments, oh, you got so lucky, you survived. Like this was especially 1 year ago. You got so lucky, you got hit there 1 or 2 times and you survived. Well, it depends on your armor. Obviously, you get lucky, like if you get shot in the head, then you're just done for it most of the time. But if you get hits into your body armor, then usually steel armor and higher protection value will protect you more often. And that's what you need to consider as well. So that's why I usually go for the Lancer rig if I'm just buying armor. If you want to make a loot run or something like that, then obviously you can just go with the RPC, because it's just way lighter and it offers even way more slots. So that's one thing that you want to consider when using armor as well. If you want to loot, body armor, like normal body armor, doesn't give you space, so you would need to buy a rig. So for example, this one here gives you 9 slots, this one gives you 8, and this one gives you 12, so this is probably the best rig just for looting. If you have the meta armor that you found in the game, both of these have 12 slots. So yeah, I usually use the plate 6 plate carrier, because it has steel protection material, and it's just the best protection, so that's why I use it the most. One thing I haven't covered yet is helmets, and that's for the reason because helmets, I like, there's nothing too much to cover as for right now. Like if you just go to your vendor, you can decide between different helmets. There's like level 3, a lot of level 3A helmets right here, but there's one level 3A plus helmet, which is the Fast MT. It's of Aramid, so it's light armor. I don't know. I haven't found any steel helmets. Maybe I haven't paid enough attention to that, but I haven't seen anything different than a light helmet. So if you talk about helmets, you just want to go for the highest protection level. So 3A plus is the highest. So if you can, just buy the Fast MT. This one, a multicam, it's pretty much the same. And the exfil is already worse, and it's only $4 less, so you want to go with the fast MT helmets. When you go out and start looting, you can find other helmets like the AMP1. It's also 3A plus. It's also armored, so it's also light armor. Yeah. So for the helmets, you want to buy the 3A plus helmets. And there's one thing that a lot of people speculate about, and I have done some testing, but this might be wrong. Because I haven't tested it for like 10 hours or something. I was just like 10 minutes outside the front gate of the base and just tested this. Um, Ricochets and angle how you hit enemies. So this matters in this game, but not for body armor. So when testing different angles of shooting, the body armor always acted the same pretty much. There was no difference. But with helmets, the weirder your angle, the more likely you get a ricochet on the helmet. So if you shoot someone like here on the right side of the helmet, then the bullet won't get straight into the helmet, so it will hit the helmet in a degree more than 90 degrees pretty much, and then ricochets on helmets get more likely. So if you get shot into the helmet and you have this ringing sound, that means that the bullet ricocheted off your helmet and your helmet actually protected you. Not obviously not talking about like if you get shot into the head with a low penetrating round, then the bullet will also not go through. But if you have like a pretty high pen round and you shoot at an enemy from a weird angle, the bullet might ricochet. So you want to take that into consideration. I see a lot of people running boonie heads or like just some caps or stuff like that. If you go to tier 3 locations, sometimes the helmets can protect you, but they're obviously pretty expensive, so it's up to you. I usually run helmets, but there's also the reason for drip. So if you want to have the most cool loadout, then probably a helmet isn't something for you. Also, the helmets add a little bit to your weight. I'm running a helmet with NVGs right now, so let me take them off real quick. That they add some weight, obviously, as well. But the helmet is just like 1 kilogram, and it can protect you. It can save your life. So if you're doing, for example, Terminal Initiative or another quest which is located in the tier 3 areas, then you might want to run a helmet. And yeah, that concludes it for the video pretty much. I hope I did a pretty deep dive on this, and I hope I didn't get too much wrong. If I got anything wrong, make sure to leave a comment down below. I did pretty good research on this one this time, so I hope I didn't mess up too bad. And yeah, that concludes it for the video. If you learned something new, make sure to leave a like and a comment. If you don't want to miss out on future Grayzone content, make sure to subscribe, because 99% of you aren't subscribed, and I'm going to make more Grayzone content in the future, explaining even more stuff and quests. One point on quests. So I have all the quests completed in the game, besides from some exploration tasks. So there's going to be more guides and videos on how you can complete the quests in the future. I just don't have the most time right now, so those videos are already recorded. But obviously I don't just want to upload 10-second clips anymore. I'm going to make a map for every task and stuff like that, so it will take some time for me to upload everything. Yeah, that concludes it for the video. If you stayed until this point, thank you so much, and thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.